Hello friends, today we are going to see 50 protected areas in news. UPSC in Civil Services Preliminary Examination asks almost 2 to 3 questions based on this protected area. If you could see those protected areas, they are not asked in a random way. They are identified and picked from the current affairs. So what we have done here is we have made a list of 50 important protected areas in the news spanning from June 2019 to April 2020. So these 50 protected areas will cover national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and tiger reserves. So by studying these 50 protected areas, we can target those 4 marks or 6 marks which UPSC is going to ask. So what I have done is we are going to study these 50 protected areas as a 5-part video. So daily we are going to see 10 protected areas in a part. Today we will start with the first set of 10 protected areas. So what I have done is I have organized this protected areas state-wise so that it is easy to recall and easy to remember. So today we will see Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat. So let us start with the Pench Tiger Reserve. So the Pench Tiger Reserve is in news because of the tiger census. So government conducts this tiger census for every 4 years. The latest tiger census report was released in July 2019 on the Global Tiger Day, which is on 29th July. So 29th July is celebrated as Global Tigers Day because on that day only St. Petersburg Declaration was passed. You all know St. Petersburg Declaration aims at doubling the tigers population. So they are planning to double the tigers population by 2022. So that was their aim and it was passed in 2010. So this St. Petersburg Declaration was passed on July 29, 2010. So that is the Global Tiger Day. On that day, Prime Minister of India released the All India Tiger Estimation 2018 report. So this census was conducted in 2019 and that report was released 2018 and that report was released in 2019 by Prime Minister. That's why it was in news. And Pench Tiger Reserve is having the maximum number of tigers all over India. That's why it is in news. According to the latest result of the tiger census, the total count of tigers has risen from 2,967 to 2,967. Earlier it was 2226. From 2226 it has risen to 2,967. So remember this number, guys. So 2967, it is easy to remember. So we can quote in our mains answer. And there is an increase of 741. 33% rise of tigers in the 4 years because of the government's protection efforts. So highest number of tigers are found in which state? Earlier, according to 2014 census, it was Karnataka, but now in this fourth tiger census, Madhya Pradesh overtook the Karnataka. So Madhya Pradesh is having the maximum tigers in India state-wise, followed by Karnataka and Uttarakhand. So you remember, guys, earlier it was Karnataka, now it is Madhya Pradesh. Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve is is registered the maximum improvement. So maximum number of increase in tiger number took place in Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, which is in Tamil Nadu. So Satyamangalam is in news for increase in the maximum numbers. So increase in maximum number, but so that is growth percentage. Satyamangalam experienced highest growth percentage, but Pench Tiger Reserve is having the maximum tigers. So that's why Pench is in news. And this is also very important news, that is Chhattisgarh and Mizoram saw decline in the number of tigers. While all the state had the increase in number of tigers, whichever had tigers, they faced increase in the number of tigers. For example, Madhya Pradesh there was an increase, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka there was an increase, but for Chhattisgarh and Mizoram the numbers declined. So this can also be asked as a statement in the question. So in which of the following state the number of tiger population declined? So they can ask it is Chhattisgarh and Mizoram, you have to remember this. But a number of tigers in Odisha remained constant, there was no change. So this is also a very important point. So this Pench Tiger Reserve is located in the border of the Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. If you could see in the map here, it is located in the border of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Majority of the reserve is in Madhya Pradesh and majority of the tigers are in Madhya Pradesh. Again, UPSC tend to ask this reserve question in 2 ways. One way is asking which state it is located. Another way is to ask which river is passing through it. So there is a river called Pench River. There is a small river called Pench River. So because of this river only it got its name Pench Tiger Reserve. So this Pench River is a tributary of Kanhan River. So this Pench River flows like this. It is a tributary of Kanhan River. So it joins the Kanhan River. This Kanhan River in turn joins in the Wainganga River. So Pench River joins Kanhan River. Kanhan River in turn joins the Wainganga River. Wainganga is one of the important left bank tributary of Godavari. This Pench River is a sub-tributary of Godavari. So that is one thing which you have to remember. And it is in the southern slope of Satpura. You all know. This is the Narmada River which they are showing in the map. This is Vindhyan range and this is Satpura range and it is in the southern slope of the Satpura. So that is one added fact with regarding the Pench Tiger Reserve. So Pench Tiger Reserve is in the border of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. So you all know this famous book called Jungle Book. Jungle Jungle Pada Chala Hai, Chaddi Pehen Ke Phool Khila Hai is one of the very important, very interesting cartoon series which came in India. It is based on the book written by Rudyard Kipling. Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book. You also saw a recent movie which came based on this. And this entire movie and this book was set in the Pench Tiger Reserve. Rudyard Kipling visited this tiger reserve. That wasn't a tiger reserve that day. They visited this forest and he got inspired based on the tiger and the animals there and wrote this Jungle Book. And you also know the main villain of this Jungle Book is the tiger, Sher Khan. So this is one interesting trivia with respect to the Pench Tiger Reserve. The second thing which we are going to see is Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary. This Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary is also located in Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh government has decided to make Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary also as a tiger reserve. So there are already 6 tiger reserves in Madhya Pradesh. And this Ratpani will be declared as the 7th tiger reserve. It is not yet declared, but it will be declared as the 7th tiger reserve. That is one thing which you have to remember, guys. Okay. So with respect to Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary, one important trivia which is related to Ratpani is that the famous Bhimbetka caves. You will be studying this Bhimbetka caves in the ancient India with regarding to the Stone Age, Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. All the 3 sites are present in this Bhimbetka caves. So this is one peculiar caves which has painting from all the 3 periods, that is Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. So this Bhimbetka rock shelters are located within this tiger reserve. That is Ratpani. This Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary. It is not yet declared tiger reserve. These rock shelters were inhabited by man hundreds and thousands of years ago, and the paintings which is having age up to 30,000 years are found here. So this is one interesting fact. This Bhimbetka rock shelters is located in the Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary. It is also declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Not Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary. It is not a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but this Bhimbetka cave shelters are UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is located within the Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary. So this is the map here. This Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary is located in the northern banks of Narmada River. If you could see, this is the Narmada River. We saw the Pench Tiger Reserve here, right? So this is located in the northern bank of Narmada River, and this is the map here. If you could see here, see Pench is located here, and this is located exactly south of Bhopal. So Bhopal city is located here, and it is located to the south of Bhopal, very near to the Bhopal, and this is Ratpani. Okay. So the next we are going to see is Bandargaon National Park. This Bandargaon National Park is in news because of the elephant colony. For the first time, Bandargaon Forest Reserve Forest, located in Madhya Pradesh, has a colony of elephants who migrated from Chhattisgarh on November 2018 and stayed on. A group of elephants who started to migrate from Chhattisgarh reached Madhya Pradesh in Bandargaon and they stayed there. Okay, from Chhattisgarh they started and they reached Madhya Pradesh and stayed there. So animal movement and animal migration is a normal thing, but when they migrate, what they will do, they will go and they will come back to their original places. But what happened in this case was, these elephant who started from the Chhattisgarh, they went there and they stayed there itself, because what they found was there were more number of food and water in Bandargaon National Park. Since there is more number of food and water in Bandargaon National Park, they decided to stay there itself and compared to Chhattisgarh. So this is one peculiar thing which happened with respect to ecology. So that's why it is in news. Bandargaon didn't had any elephants earlier. Now they are having an elephant colony for the first time. So that's why it is in news. This is also located in Madhya Pradesh. Bandargaon is the largest reserve forest which has plenty of food and water, which can be the possible reason for the migration and stay. And Bandargaon is also news for another thing, because in 2012 they reintroduced the Gaur. So Gaur, so it is a peculiar type of a bull. Like if you see Bahubali, there will be a bull which that Ballal Dev will fight with. So that is a Gaur. So they reintroduced the Gaur. There was Gaur in Bandargaon National Park, but they got extinct within the national park. There at one point of time they were wiped off of the national park. Only in the national park. In general, they didn't go extinct. Now the government decided to reintroduce Gaur in the Bandargaon National Park. So remember, Gaur reintroduction took place in Bandargaon National Park. So Bandargaon is known for two things, one for elephant colony, another for Gaur reintroduction. Okay, in 2012 they did that. We saw the Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary here. I'm just giving you the map in order to give a pictographic memory. We saw Pench here, and Bandargaon is in the eastern part of Madhya Pradesh. From Chhattisgarh, the elephant moved from here to here. Okay, and they stayed there. So this is what took place. It is in the eastern side of the Madhya. So there can be a question like Bandargaon National Park. There can be a statement in a question. Bandargaon National Park is located in the western side of the Madhya Pradesh. So logically that will be wrong, because elephant moved from Chhattisgarh to Bandargaon. So it should be nearby to Chhattisgarh. So naturally it is going to in the eastern side, not in the western side. Likewise only you have to eliminate the wrong answers when the statement comes. Okay, so this is how you have to apply your logic and common sense to answer. So the next question is National Chambal Sanctuary. This National Chambal Sanctuary is again located in Madhya Pradesh. It is located over the Chambal River. This Chambal River is a favorite right bank tributary of river Yamuna. This Chambal River flows through Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh and finally reaches Yamuna. So and this National Chambal Sanctuary is also located in Madhya Pradesh. So it is in news because recently on March 2020, recently government declared this Gharial Sanctuary as a eco-sensitive zone. Okay, this National Chambal Sanctuary was declared as a eco-sensitive zone. So that's why it is in news. Okay, it is also home to two important species, that is Gangetic dolphins, which are endangered, and critically endangered gharials. So you know Gangetic dolphins are endangered, but gharials are critically endangered. So these gharials are located in only few areas. One is Chambal River, another is Son River. Okay, so in these two areas gharials are located. So this is famous for that. It was declared as eco-sensitive zone. So what is an eco-sensitive zone? So eco-sensitive zone is a area surrounding the. So let us see, this is the core of the any protected area or national park. So this eco-sensitive zone is a area surrounding this protected area, which is a buffer zone. Okay, so this is the protected area. This eco-sensitive zone is area surrounding it, which will act as a buffer. Okay, so all of a sudden you cannot declare an area as a protected area. Okay, this is a normal area, this is a protected area, and there should be a buffer. If this is a normal area and this is a protected area without any buffer, what will happen? There will be direct interaction between these two areas and this area will be polluted very soon. So always we should have a buffer area and which should be heavily regulated so that this core area is protected well. Again, to avoid the human-animal conflict and the pollution and other effects. Okay, so eco-sensitive zone is a protected area that acts as a shock absorber. It is a zone that acts as a transition zone between the normal area and the protected area, and it is announced by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and regulated by them. Protected areas are generally announced by the state government themselves. A national park or a tiger reserve, they are all announced by the state government, but this eco-sensitive zone is announced by the union government or central government, that is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So if you could see here, this is the Chambal River. So Chambal River is going here and it is located exactly in the border of the Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, Madhya Pradesh Uttar Pradesh border, you are having this Chambal Sanctuary. Okay, so and this is the Gharial. So difference between Gharial and crocodile is that its nose or mouth. Crocodile will have a flat mouth, but Gharial will have a pointed narrow mouth. So that is a difference. So this Gharial cannot come and bite you because it is having a narrow mouth. So so that is one peculiar thing. It will bite, but I am just telling. It is easier to tackle when compared to a normal crocodile, only in dreams. So the next one is Van Vihar National Park. So Van Vihar National Park, the map came even before the content. Let us see. Okay, it is located in the Bhopal city. It is a national park which is located within the city. Rarely the national parks are located within the city. Like we have in Chennai, we are having this Gindi National Park, which is located within the IIT premises. Likewise, there is this Van Vihar National Park, which is located within the city of Bhopal. This Bhopal city is having a wetland called Bhoj wetland. Okay, this Bhopal is having a wetland called Bhoj wetland in the northern part of the city. That Bhoj wetland is divided into two, upper wetland and lower wetland. It is a lake which is divided into two, upper lake and lower lake, and this Van Vihar is located in the upper lake. And this Van Vihar National Park is having one peculiar characteristics, is that it is a combination of a national park and a, if you could see, it is a combination of a national park, zoo and a rescue center. Okay, so the meaning for this is that it is a rehabilitation center for animals. If an animal is injured, they will take this to veterinary hospital. Okay, if an animal in the forest is injured, what they will do? They will take it to veterinary hospital. They will treat that animal, and they will send to Van Vihar National Park. This Van Vihar National Park is will act as a rehabilitation center. Directly, you cannot go and take and leave the animal again in the forest. Till it recovers, that animal is left in this Van Vihar National Park. It is a highly protected area with the monitoring, constant monitoring of the doctors and the forest official, so that the animal recovers fast, and once it becomes normal, then it is taken back to the original habitat. So it is acting as a rehabilitation center for animals in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so that is one peculiar thing, and it is also acting as a zoo. Okay, where people can go and see the animals. It is also acting as a zoo and a rescue center for wild animals and conservation breeding center. Whenever an animal is detected that it is going to become extinct, they will take that and bring that animal here, and they will be doing in the breeding, that is ex situ breeding. Okay, ex situ breeding of the animal will take place here. captive breeding will be done, and it is also acting as that center also. That is the peculiarity of One Vihar National Park. Recently, 2 lions from the Bilaspur were taken from Bilaspur Tiger Reserve to this One Vihar National Park for the rehabilitation purposes for some reasons. So these lions were taken from Bilaspur and sent to this One Vihar Park, generally for that medication and other purposes. So that's why it was in news, and it is located in Bhopal city. You remember we saw Ratpani towards the south of the Bhopal. We saw that previously, and then there is another national park within the Bhopal itself, that is One Vihar. Okay, so 2 national park within the vicinity of Bhopal. So that's why it is in news. The next national park which is in news is the Kuno Palpur Wildlife Sanctuary. It is a famous one. Already UPSC asked the question based on this, because government decided to reintroduce lions from the Gir National Park in Gujarat to this Kuno Palpur in Madhya Pradesh, because in India these lions are located only in one region. If this region is destructed for any reason, like there can be an earthquake or a cyclone, or there can be a disease outbreak, if something like that happens, all the lions will go extinct, because they are in a single place. So in order to protect the lions, what government did, they decided to reintroduce, and they selected this Kuno Palpur as a region for reintroduction program. So that's why UPSC asked the question already, which protected area is selected by government for reintroduction. And this same Kuno Palpur is also selected for reintroduction of cheetah. You already know, recently Supreme Court in January, they approved the reintroduction of cheetah within India. In India, cheetah got extinct by 1952. We killed the last surviving cheetah. So after that, the cheetah was extinct. It was declared extinct. What government is planning for a long time is to reintroduce cheetah from Iran. Okay, they decided to bring back the Asiatic cheetah. So in India, we had this Asiatic cheetah. Cheetah is of 2 types. One is Asiatic cheetah, another is African cheetah. We decided to bring back this Asiatic cheetah, which is located only in Iran, to India back. But this Iran government denied to give us the cheetah. So what we did, we went to Africa and we decided to bring in this African cheetah. Okay, Namibia decided to give us a cheetah for reintroduction. Okay, so Supreme Court, but what happened when government did this? Supreme Court banned it. Okay, what Supreme Court thought was, there was a PAL filed that this Kuno Palpur Wildlife Sanctuary may not be suitable for cheetahs, and they may not have the enough prey for the cheetah if they are reintroduced. And if at all lion and cheetah both are reintroduced in a single region, they will fight among each other, and there will be some very big conflict between them. So they cannot live together. So you should not bring them back. So this was the reason why Supreme Court banned it. But what happened in January, again Supreme Court gave the permission, and hence they are reintroducing the cheetah from Namibia to 3 areas. One is Kuno Palpur Wildlife Sanctuary, and other 2 regions we'll see later. Okay, we'll see later in the course of the video. Recently, Supreme Court has lifted its 7-year-long ban for the reintroduction of African cheetah in Namibia into the Indian habitat. Court has allowed the reintroduction in Kuno Palpur sanctuaries of Madhya Pradesh on an experimental basis. So other 2 regions which are shortlisted are Velavadar National Park in Gujarat and Tal Chapar Sanctuary in Rajasthan. So Velavadar National Park of Gujarat and Tal Chapar of Rajasthan are also selected. We'll see about this later. And also Nauradehi. Nauradehi is another protected region which is located in Madhya Pradesh itself, and this Nauradehi is also, Nauradehi Tiger Reserve is also, Nauradehi National Park is also selected for reintroduction of the cheetah. So you remember these 4 regions are shortlisted for reintroduction of cheetah: Nauradehi, Velavadar, Tal Chapar Sanctuary of Rajasthan, Velavadar in Gujarat, and Kuno Palpur in Madhya Pradesh. So now we have to see the difference between the African and the Asiatic cheetah. So this is African and this is Asiatic. Okay, so there is a peculiar difference. One difference is directly you can see with respect to their appearance. They are darker in tone and they are paler. Okay, they are paler in color. That is one difference. Another difference is their eyes. Asiatic cheetahs are having red colored eye. That is another difference. And Asiatic cheetah will have more fur. Okay, fur is very high for Asiatic and very less for them. Another thing is African cheetah are just vulnerable. Okay, but Asiatic cheetahs are critically endangered. Okay, because there are more than 7,000 cheetahs are found in Africa, but this Asiatic cheetah is found only in Iran, and there are only 40 to 50 cheetahs left in Iran. So it is critically endangered and can be extinct anytime. That is another difference. So another main difference is that maximum speed, we are having the doubt. So we have recorded the, so we all know cheetah is the fastest running animal. So we have evidences for African cheetah running, because Africa is having a larger grassland area which allows cheetah to run fast. So according to the data present now, African cheetahs are the fastest, but we are not having any proof to conclude the speed of the Asiatic cheetah, because they are located in a certain hilly plateau region. So in Iran, they are located in the hilly plateau region. So this hilly plateau region doesn't allow this cheetah to run faster, because there is no landscape. If you have to run faster, you need to have a long stretch of empty land to run. You can't run in the full speed in the hilly or plateau region. So we haven't explored the speed of the Asiatic cheetah yet. Okay, so that's why that is unconclusive. That is one difference. Another major difference is the neck. Okay, yeah, African cheetah will have short neck. Short neck, they will be having long neck. So that is another difference. So we are going off the topic, even though this can also be a potential question in the preliminary. That's why I am discussing this is though, even though it is not related to the protected area. So the major difference is fur. Asiatic cheetah will have more fur. Asiatic cheetah will have long neck. Asiatic cheetahs are paler skin and they are having red colored eyes. Okay, they are having less fur and darker skin. That is another difference. Okay, in size, with respect to size, African cheetahs are the largest. Okay, African cheetahs are having the largest size. So this is the map of Madhya Pradesh again, and Kuno Palpur is located in the border of Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. We already saw another thing. Pench is located in the border of where? It is located in the border of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, and we saw Chambal here. Okay, Chambal sanctuary was in the border of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, and Kuno Palpur is in the border of Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Okay, Bandargaon is near the Chhattisgarh. It is not in the border, but it is near the Chhattisgarh. So the next one is Nauradehi. This Nauradehi, just now we discussed, this was also chosen as a location for the reintroduction of the cheetah. So Madhya Pradesh has found most suitable for the area for the reintroduction because of the not very dense. It is not very dense. Okay, it is less dense. Since this wildlife sanctuary is less dense, since Nauradehi wildlife sanctuary is less dense, it is really most suitable for cheetah, because cheetah must have grassland. It should not have a dense forest because it cannot run. Okay, so it can run only in the grassland region. Since this Nauradehi is not having enough trees, it is a most suitable region which will not restrict the fast movement of the spotted cat. Besides this, prey base of cheetah is also abundant in this sanctuary. So that's why Nauradehi was selected. This is also one of the locations selected for the reintroduction. And one peculiar thing about Nauradehi is that Narmada and Ken river, two important rivers of the Madhya Pradesh, are flowing through this Nauradevi wildlife sanctuary. Okay, this is one thing you have to remember. Nauradehi is located in the map here. If you could see directly, you can see the Narmada is flowing, and if you could see, this is the Ken river. This Ken river is also flowing through the Nauradehi National Park. So this is Ken river, which is joining Yamuna, and this is Narmada river. Both the rivers are flowing through Nauradehi. So Nauradehi is having two rivers, Narmada and Ken. We already saw that Pench is having a river called Pench river, which is a sub-tributary of Godavari, and this is another river which is located on the Narmada. So the next national park in news is Madhav National Park. This Madhav National Park was in news because of the latest this displacement issue of this particularly vulnerable tribal group. Okay, this Madhav National Park, or Madhav Rao Scindia National Park. Madhav Rao Scindia National Park. You know Jyotiraditya Scindia, the famous Congress leader of Madhya Pradesh, who defected to BJP recently. So this Madhav Rao Scindia was the king of the Gwalior princely state during the British time, and he is a great grandfather of this Jyotiraditya Scindia. So that is one unwanted peculiar trivia regarding this Madhav National Park, which I wanted to share. So this park is currently facing displacement and rehabilitation issue of this particularly vulnerable tribal group called Saharia. This Saharia tribal group, which is a PVTG, you know the demarcation definition of PVTG, which was also asked in the UPSC, so study about that. This Saharia tribal group is located in the Madhav National Park, and recently government decided to declare this Madhav National Park part of the important Tiger Corridor. Okay, a Tiger Corridor is a region, so Tiger Corridor is nothing but this will be a tiger reserve, this will be another tiger reserve. So between these two tiger reserves, tiger will not be restricted to here, they will move. So they will move from this tiger reserve to this tiger reserve. So corridor is nothing but a pathway which is used by the tigers to move from one tiger reserve to another tiger reserve. So this is called as Tiger Corridor. So there will be another tiger reserve here. If the tigers want to move from here to here, there will be another corridor for them. The route used by the tigers to move. Okay. So Government of India recently identified 32 major tiger corridors in India. Okay, that was in news. So 32 major tiger corridors, and one of the tiger corridor was located in the Madhav National Park. So since this is a tiger corridor, government asked this tribal group to move out of the Madhav National Park, but these tribal group are protesting back. They are telling that in this area we are living for thousands of years, why we have to move? So that is a protest going on. So that's why it was in news. So government recently announced this 32 tiger corridors all over India. They demarcated these tiger corridors into 4 types. Okay, one is Shivalik. Okay, another is Central India and Eastern Ghats. Central India and Eastern Ghats. Another type is Western Ghats, and 4th type is Northeast. Okay, so Shivalik mountain ranges, Central and Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats and Northeast region. So they have classified the tiger corridors into 4, and they have listed 32 total tiger corridors. So there will be tiger corridors under each subcategory like this. I am just giving you the subcategories. We can't remember all the 32 tiger corridor, but this one tiger corridor is in news. That is Ranthambore, Kuno and Madhav tiger corridor. Ranthambore, Kuno and Madhav tiger corridor is located in the which is located in Madhya Pradesh, and that was in news. This is one of the tiger corridor which we have to remember because it is in news. It is in the upper part of the Vindhyan Hill. This park was the hunting ground for Mughal emperors and Maharaja of Gwalior. So this Madhav Rao Scindia is the Maharaja of Gwalior, and it is named after that ruler. So if you could see here, Madhav National Park is located here. Just now we saw that Kuno Falpur Wildlife Sanctuary was located here, and Ranthambore National Park is located here. Ranthambore National Park is located here in the Rajasthan. So all these 3 regions are having tiger. So this is a tiger corridor, if you understand. So this is a tiger corridor. So this is one tiger corridor, one of the 32 tiger corridor which the government announced. Okay, this is Madhav National Park, this is Kuno Falpur, and this is Ranthambore. So this is what we saw here, Ranthambore, Kuno and Madhav tiger corridor. Okay, so it is connecting the Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, which you have to remember. They can ask the question based on maps also. After this Madhav National Park, we have come to the end of the protected areas in the Madhya Pradesh. Next we will go to the Chhattisgarh. This Guru Ghasidas National Park is located in Chhattisgarh. So what recently happened was government decided to convert this Guru Ghasidas into a tiger reserve. Okay, so that's why it was in news. Already we saw this Ratpani Wildlife Sanctuary was converted into a tiger reserve, and another thing which is this Guru Ghasidas National Park. Chhattisgarh government announced that the state is set to have this Guru Ghasidas National Park as a 4th tiger reserve. Already there are 3 tiger reserve, that is Achanakmar, Udanti and Indravati tiger reserve. There are already 3 tiger reserve, and this is going to be the 4th tiger reserve of the state. That's why it is in the name. So Guru Ghasidas is a Bhakti movement saint belonging to the Satnami. Okay, Satnami group. Satnami is a Bhakti movement which created by Guru Ghasidas. So like Jainism, Buddhism, Satnami is a religious sect. Okay, he is belonging to that particular sect. We have to study this with respect to art and culture. Now I can't discuss this. You could just go and see about this art and culture thing. Government is also planning to demarcate a small region within this national park called Lemru Elephant Reserve. There is a region called Lemru within the Guru Ghasidas. This is Guru Ghasidas, and there is a small region called Lemru within this, and government is going to declare this particular region as an elephant reserve since it is having some elephants in it. Okay, so Lemru Elephant Reserve is located in the Guru Ghasidas National Park. So that is one additional thing which you have to remember. This is the Chhattisgarh map, and this is the Guru Ghasidas National Park. From this Guru Ghasidas National Park only we are having this elephant Lemru Elephant Reserve, and we already just now saw a few elephants from Chhattisgarh moved to Bandargaon. We saw this Bandargaon National Park was located here in Madhya Pradesh, so they moved here. So here we are having the Lemru. So this is Guru Ghasidas National Park, a small region in the Korea district of Chhattisgarh. So the next national park which we are going to see now, the last one for the day, is Velavadar National Park. This Velavadar National Park is in Gujarat. It is also called as Velavadar Black Buck National Park because this is black buck. This black buck is also called as Salman Khan deer, not D-E-A-R deer, Salman Khan deer, not deer, it is Salman Khan deer. Okay, black buck. So this black buck is located in the Velavadar, hence it is called as Velavadar Black Buck National Park. So government decided to reintroduce cheetah. So this was also one of the protected area which was selected by government to reintroduce the cheetah. That's why it was in news. Cheetahs like to eat black bucks like Salman Khan. Cheetahs also like the black buck. So this can be a right place to put cheetahs, and this is also a arid region. Okay, arid region with a large grassland and a large empty space to run. So this will be suitable because cheetahs will be having the prey, that is black bug, and cheetahs will also have a large empty land to run. So this will be a most suitable region. That's why government selected this, and it is located near the, if you could see, it is located very closer to the Gulf of Khambhat region. So it is located here, Vellawadar National Park. You know, famous Gir National Park is located south of this Vellawadar. So with this, guys, we have come to an end for the first part. So we saw this 10 important national parks which were in news. So likewise, daily I'll be uploading a video with 10 national parks, and we'll finish with 5 videos. Nothing, you don't remember anything complicatedly, just go through this video and have the basic facts in mind. That is enough, more than enough for the answering any question asked. So thank you, guys. We'll meet in the part 2 of the video, which will be releasing very soon. So stay home and stay safe. Bye.